Hi, welcome back. So, hopefully, you're starting to see where we're going with this. You have needs and preferences, and it's time to start asking for them, whether it's with your partner, your child, a colleague, or the person you're dating. So, in this module, we're going to cover two things: how to ask for what you need in a way that's simple, clear, and relational, and how to set up a bigger conversation that might take a bit more time. So first, let's look through the lens of the HAVA model. You've connected with your vision of what you want for your relationships, for yourself. How does it look? How does it feel in your life? And so asking for what you want, asking for your needs and preferences will be the action that you've been taking.
Many times we build the stakes sky high around asking for what we want. And this can lead us to believe that the conversation has to be a summit, serious, long, sitting across the table from each other in a darkened room with sentries posted at the door. Instead, we recommend that asks and requests be made simply and directly while focusing on what you do want.
The secret to a good ask is doing it in a way that feels clear, possible, connecting, and even inspiring. And that brings us to our favorite mode of making an ask. And that is something that we have come to call the Queen's Code ask from the book The Queen's Code by Alison Armstrong. And once I read the book, once I found this way of asking, a bunch of things clicked into focus for me, that it is a way of involving actually both parties. It's not about burdening the other person. It's not about creating an obligation or a hardship. It's actually an invitation for them to gift you something, for you to be gifted, for you to receive. You'll especially see women do everything we can not to receive. But what we're doing is we're taking away the possibility of our partners and the people around us giving us wonderful things. Have you ever wanted to give somebody something and they're like, oh, no, 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 it's okay? They literally cut you off from the pleasure of giving. So the Queen's Code does both of these parts, lets you ask in a way that invites the other person to give and lets you receive in a way that they get to have that pleasure of giving to you. So 4 simple steps in this specific order. The first step may seem a bit silly, but I cannot tell you how many times our clients come to us saying that they couldn't even get the ask out because they didn't do the first step, which is get their attention. Hi. Hey, darling. Hello, my friend. Hello, son. Hello, daughter. Get their attention. Chances are they're in the middle of something else and they need a minute to look at you, to focus on you, to be open to hearing the words that need to come out of your mouth. So the second thing to ask is now a good time? If they are knee deep in work or they're, I don't know, my kids love Minecraft. If they're in the middle of something that's like time sensitive, they might need a minute to get to you, or they might need even longer to be able to know that they'll be in a headspace to hear what you have to ask. So ask, is now a good time for what you have in mind, or later? And about how long you'll need. It'll be 2 minutes, it'll be 20 minutes, it'll be an hour. Let them have an idea of what they're agreeing to. The third part, and this was the revolution in my mind, is what is your ask and what will it give you? What will it give you? Would you do this thing for me and it would have me feel? In other words, what's the pleasure that they're giving to you will let you receive? And number 4, is there anything that you, the asker, can do to help them provide your ask?
So here are a few examples of using the Queen's Code ask rather than having a big discussion. Hey, love, honey,
Yes.
do you have a couple of minutes to talk about this thing? So pick up the kids, start dinner, help me tidy the kitchen. If you could please do this thing, pick up the kids, start dinner, tidy the kitchen, it would give me, and then I think about what it would give them, peace, calm, feeling good that I finished XYZ, feeling supported. And is there anything you would need from me in order to do that thing? Now, in the beginning, these can feel like a lot of steps. and that's normal for learning a new process. What we really like about this is it helps the person asking really slow down, make sure they're connected with the other person as they make their ask, and to imagine, align, and vision from Hava with the benefits that they'll be receiving. So these are excellent relational habits for all the time. And finding conscious places to practice them is the way to build good relationship habits. The Queen's Ask bonus is that it helps the giver really feel good in their giving, knowing what their actions are providing beyond the action itself.
Now, there may be a situation that requires an even bigger conversation, not just helping with the kitchen or a homework emergency. And you might have had something on your mind for days or months or maybe even years, and you know exactly what you want to say. So you don't want to ambush your partner or your kids or your friends. You don't want to have a big conversation in the middle of them doing something else. You want them to be able to be prepared, to not be scrolling. You want them to have the attention that you deserve and your ask deserves. And you want them to be open and receptive and maybe have had a chance to consider their thoughts about the ask as well. So you still want to use the Queen's Code framework, but you'd add some extra time and awareness. You'd really be clear about what topic you want to talk about. You'd really let them know how long you're estimating the conversation might be, or that it's just the beginning of a conversation. You give them a time frame, like when exactly are you thinking? And you let them know, of course, what it would give you. So it might sound something like this. Hey, love, do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Our finances have really been on my mind. And honestly, I'm nervous because I don't feel like I have a handle on them. I'd like us to find 30 minutes or so that we could talk about them. That would let me relax, have a sense of where we're at with our finances, and really feel like we're in it together. Would Tuesday night at 8 p.m. work for you? And then he goes,
Right.
looks at his calendar.
You said what you wanted to talk about, how much of my time you needed,
Yeah.
the preferred timeline in which to have the conversation. So it wasn't, whenever you're available.
Which lets no one know what actually is the ask. Guaranteed way to not make an appointment is just to say whenever works for you.
So, because you said tomorrow night, I know that it's urgent for you. So even if I'm not available tomorrow night, I'm thinking about my next few days.
And what it would give me.
And what it would give you.
Yeah.
And that, because I care about you, that's helpful information to me.
Yeah, that's how you get to play for points.
Yeah.
You both get to win.
Your partner is going to be much more receptive to this than our finances are a nightmare and we need to talk about it right now. Stop what you're doing. If you come at me like that, I'm going to be I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be maybe defensive. Am I going to get blamed for things? And that's not what you're trying to do.
Well, that's what we don't want to do. I mean, honestly, when you put it that way, it sounded like crying wolf. And that's what starts to build an energy in a relationship of anxiety, of everything's a disaster, everything's a crisis, everything's a panic. And that's a huge wear and tear on our nervous systems. It feels good to be prepared. It feels good to be clear. And it feels good to know what we want.
So the steps again, number 1, get their attention. 2, ask. Now is a good time to ask them about the topic you have in mind, or later, and how long you think you'll need. And frame your ask from the point of view of what it is and what it will give you, the asker, and ask if there's anything you can do to help them in providing of your ask.
And if you're watching this and thinking, that's a lot of steps, or if you're thinking, but I get really nervous about asking for what I want, we get it. Asking is a skinny branch. Asking means that they have a chance to reject you, that it might cause a rupture. And so what if you get that no? What does it mean about me if they say no? It can feel really much easier just to procrastinate and put it off, but then neither of you get the gifts of receiving or getting the points. So we're giving you these tools and perspectives because when you don't ask, you're just hoping. You're just hoping your partner or whoever you're talking to not only hoping, we're kind of hoping they're going to read our minds,
Yeah.
guess what we want, be this magical unicorn that will follow through and provide without you ever having to get on that skinny stretch.
It's a dream. It's a dream.
And sometimes it happens. And sometimes our partners know us really well. And there are some things we get to start to take for granted. And whenever we want something new, having the courage to be the one to ask can really help to get the ball rolling. So here's a secret. We wanted to give you an energetic and a mindset secret, of course, that one of the things that changes the game of your energy and how you occur in a way that helps you feel calm and like someone your partner or your friend or your kids want to talk to is when you are okay if they say no. When you have made a game plan in your mind of what some of the other possible options are, when you in your heart of hearts know that you're going to be okay, even if this thing doesn't happen, that you know how to get creative, that you will look for a different solution, and that the no is a reflection on them, their capacity, their willingness, their resources. They may need some more time to get enrolled in your idea to really understand what you're asking for, especially for these bigger questions.
Yeah, it's true. And as the asker, we've had time to think about the thing and answer some questions for ourselves and have this complete package in our minds of what we're asking for. And they may have some of the same questions or different questions that might even make the thing better.
Might even make the thing better. So giving yourself some space to feel into your fears, to feel into what is this worst case that you're protecting yourself? What is the worry? Let yourself see it. It doesn't mean you're going to manifest it. It actually is giving you a chance to be calm about it. When you see a fear, this fear might happen, and you know that you have a workaround, or you know that you're going to be okay even with this no. That actually helps your nervous system calm down. We have a part in our brain called the hippocampus. Some people say hippocampus, and it relaxes just knowing that a thing is a thing. So let yourself name the fears and make another plan around them is really, really helpful.
A no can feel like a slippery slide into I'm not good enough, I'm too much, I'm unlovable. Maybe you hide in shame or you inflate into grandiosity. Or what does it mean about them, the person you're asking? Do they not care about me? And again, we're off to the races, nose diving into shame or grandiose stomping about. So this is your opportunity to work with those stories and emotions. And you can do this preemptively if you know that a no might knock you off your center.
In other words, a no isn't a dead end. It's just another part of the conversation with the people you care about in your life.
Remember how we talked about relationship as a part and how relationship shows you the places you need to grow, heal, be curious. Asking for what you want is one of those places where the opportunities arise to make these choices for yourself.
So we encourage you to start small. Make some simple, low stakes Queen's Code ask. Realize that 4 steps isn't too many. You've got this. You can make yourself a cheat sheet. And it feels so wonderful to have an ask that leaves both of you feeling good.